Stop hating on Super. People are gonna get the wrong idea from you.
What's there to get? It sucks.
Oh, damn it! You did this when we're live too. Oh, so hi, we're back. Dubster time. And speaking of supers and shonen, it's another show. We're doing a shonen today. So I think this is the first shonen we've done, isn't it? No, Saint Seiya. Never mind. I was stupid.
Also, another shonen better than Super.
I can't argue with you for once on that one. But yeah, we're here with Kekkaishi, a show that surprisingly not a lot of people know about, even though it aired on Adult Swim less than 10 years ago.
Well, there's your problem.
What, it aired less than 10 years ago?
Exactly.
Whatever. Kekkaishi is a Shonen Sunday manga written by... This guy's name is really Yellow?
Guy.
Girl? Okay, whatever. Yellow Tanabe. Ran from 2003 all the way to 2011 for 345 chapters.
This obviously covers all of them.
No, it doesn't.
Except that it doesn't.
Oh, an anime from Sunrise, you know, the people behind Gundam, Code Geass, and stuff. Ran from October 06 to February 08. Before Viz was like, yeah, we're gonna pick this up and dub it, and put it on Adult Swim in 2010. I actually watched this back when I was still going to high school. And I remembered bits, all the highlights, basically, before we watched it again 10 years later. Oh god, I just realized we're old. We're gonna die, aren't we?
Yeah.
Whatever. Well, see how it's that. Alright, so... Kekkaishi is about a group, or two rival clans, Sumimoras and the Yukimoras, insert Sengoku Basara meme here, those who've seen that show, that are tasked with guarding...
seen it.
Tasked with guarding a magical site known as the Karta Sumori, a mystical land that gives Ayakashi incredible power. Ayakashi being demons or whatever, and they get more powerful just for standing on the grounds. And the Kekkaishi are basically, I don't know what you'd call them, mages, exorcists, yeah.
Something. Well,
that are
more
set to fend off the Ayakashi.
by attacking them with squares.
That's really fucking weird. Well, our two protagonists are the heirs to the rival clans. Yoshimori Sumimura, our 14-year-old male shonen pro tycoon, and his rival Tokine Yukimura, who's everyone's shipping fangirl bait. Oh my god, dude, when this show came out, everyone I talked to was into that waifu. You have no idea.
Also, he's an idiot.
I am?
Like both shonen protags.
Oh, Yoshimori. Well, of course he's an idiot. Yeah, but I actually like him as an idiot. He's a fun idiot.
Unlike Goku. Anyways.
I guess that's gonna be the theme of this. But yeah, so... I don't know. Some people are bringing up the point saying, okay, why are they rival clans? If both can agree that if Ayakashi take over the site it'd be bad, that is definitely a valid criticism I can agree with, I guess. Regardless, that's the basic setup of it. Stuff gets more complicated as it goes on with Ayakashi that are humanoid and have intelligence, so on. We'll talk more during spoilers about the plot, though.
I mean, it does also kind of suffer from episode of the week-itis.
That's only for the first 10 episodes or so, though.
And then some episodes that feel like filler episodes, but are apparently canon, I guess.
From everything I've researched, the anime has no filler in it. I guess those are omakes or omakes, depending on your preference of the universe. And the anime covers the first 115 chapters, so literally the first third of the entire manga. But moving on from that, how's the animation, Dai? And I swear if you say what I think you're going to.
What am I gonna say?
You're gonna say it's better than Super, aren't you?
Much like the OST, it's better than Super.
I know. Well, I mean, it's Sunrise. I don't think they've put out a bad animated product, in all fairness. Sure, I'm wrong on that. Someone put, actually, back in 1987, this came out, or something like that. But, yeah, so, you're saying the animation is better than Super.
I mean, it's typical middle of the road animation with that, where you can tell where the cheaping out what was, like most shonens do. The cutaways, if you will.
Well, yeah, so then it is better than Super. What?
I mean,
going with your logic here.
I mean, when did it first come out in sub?
06? Which was around the time animation was starting to switch over from hand-drawn to CG heavily, like that was when it really kicked in.
Yeah. Well, there was no CGI splooge, I think.
Kind of surprising. We figured Sunrise would be all over that, actually.
I mean, they are now. Except it doesn't look really bad, unlike certain isekai.
Leave Demon Lord retry alone. Oh, I get it. Well, guess moving on to the soundtrack. I didn't mind it, but I do have one thing to point out, and you probably noticed this too. OST was fine, but God, they needed more songs on that OST.
Yeah.
I think there was like 18 tracks on the whole OST, and across 52 episodes, which, yes, we're going insane after marathoning 52 eps in 3 days. The OST is like, it could have used a little more.
Yeah, but it could have been worse. You could have used it for over 100 episodes, and reused OST from a previous season.
I actually didn't mind this OST, though, whereas Supers, I don't think I was a big fan of a lot of that. We really need to do a Dubster dive on that at some point.
Well, 90% of its OST, for the most part, is reusing the final chapters.
Okay, this is turning into a criticism of Super rather than Kekkaishi.
Exactly. That's what it deserves.
You know what? Go listen to the first or the opening of Kekkaishi and tell me when the earworm leaves you. I dare you.
I mean, I don't know why the OP never changed. I guess it's one of those shonen.
Huh. Well, I mean, like the OP, it's just... God, it's an earworm and it never goes away.
And it doesn't change for the whole 52 episodes.
I didn't mind the ending themes either.
I mean, I guess that was before the trend of changing it every 13 or so episodes. Or 26 if you're a weirdo.
Well, before I get into heavy spoilers, it's time for Dubster diving for realsies and talk about the dub. And I mean, you all know what month it is. It's the last show of it, so you should know who Yoshimori Sumimura is.
Yuri Lothal.
No, it's not Vince McMahon.
Oh!
Yes, it's the lasagna himself, Vic Mignogna. Fun fact. What?
That was my second guess.
You couldn't watch a panel of his or go to a panel of his for the 3 years when this show started without him nerding out over this anime. I think he fucking loves this role.
Oh no, I am shocked that someone likes being the main character in a shonen.
Well, I mean, Yoshimori does seem like he'd be fun to voice, to be honest, because he's a dumbass, but... I don't know.
Capital D.
Then we have Tokine Yukimura, voiced by Laura Bailey.
No one's ever heard of them. Especially not if they played any game for the last 7 years.
Yeah, or, you know, watch Fruits Basket or Soul Eater.
What the fuck's a Soul Eater? That's what most people would say.
We then have Madoral, who's the ghost companion dog of Yoshimori, voiced by Troy Baker. And we have to give an explanation on who that is.
No one knows who that is unless they haven't played a game in the past 7 years.
Yeah, like Uncharted or Last of Us or Bioshock Infinite.
Many more than that.
Then have Huckabee, Tokine's ghost dog companion. I'm gonna butcher the pronunciation of this name, aren't I?
Yeah.
Wally Wingert? Who doesn't voice that much?
I mean, I can only think of.
He's Renji from Bleach.
I mean, he's the main in Tiger and Bunny show people need to watch.
We need to subsidize that at some point too, actually.
Actually, that's also Sunrise, so it fits.
Yeah, and he's Red Tallest in Invader Zim, a show everyone has seen, I'm sure. And
or
if not, why not?
Or if you put it in the Arkham game, he's the Riddler.
Yes, so far we've got a lot of A-listers here. Then have Shigemori, the grandfather, and again, we'll talk more on him in spoilers. Voiced by Dave, or David Lodge. Someone who would end up quitting working at Viz Media soon after this dub came out.
But that's another story.
He's Jiraiya from Naruto. And so the first Kenpachi in Bleach, but again, yeah, we'll cover that later.
Yeah.
We then have Tokiko, or Tokine's grandmother, voiced by someone again, if you don't know who it is, How. You know who, right, Di?
Yes, clearly anyone who has no idea who that is was never a 90s kid.
Barbara Goodson. You know, Rita Repulsa, everyone.
Could have been subtle about it. Jeez.
I'm sorry. And I guess now for the major recurring characters, we got Masamori, Yoshimori's Oni-chan, voiced by Patrick Seitz. And people should know who that is. I mean, he's Dio from JoJo. Needless to say more. What?
I mean, especially people who play WoW should know who that is. Anyways, hi.
Wow. No pun intended. We then have Gen, voiced by Grant George, because of course we gotta have Vic and Grant in a dub together again before we close this month out.
Back to back? What the fuck were you thinking? Did he break your cell phone again? Is that what put you up to this?
Yes! And now, I guess we'll list off the major antags. So first we have Kagero, voiced by Troy Baker. Never change. California dubs never change.
But you might recognize the voice he's doing as the voice of Two-Face.
I will say at least he does a different voice from Madoral to Kagero, so it's not as annoying. Like, again, 10 years ago I didn't even notice it was the same VA. Not like now where it's like, oh yeah, that's easily Troy Baker. But basically from a casual perspective, you probably wouldn't notice.
But yes, if you played Arkham City, it is literally straight up his Two-Face voice. In fact, the character kind of acts like that too, more to an extent.
And the other major antag to mention is Byaku, voiced by boulder punching extraordinaire Alpha Daddy Chris Redfield, Roger Craig.
I don't think that's his full name.
It is. It is definitely his full name. He punches boulders, you know.
Wait, so that means Batman and Batman were both antags? My god.
People who haven't played Arkham Origins are not going to get that joke.
Exactly. That's what I'm here for.
Rounding out the cast, Stephanie Shea, lots of Sam Riegels, and lots of Keith Silversteins. Oh my god, the Keith Silversteins.
Par for the course with him.
Look, we're not going to front here, guys. This show suffers heavily from Viz Media syndrome from back in the day. They've gotten a lot better now, is what we're saying. Keith was like 15 people, and they were all Ayakashi that they had to defeat, too.
I mean, they've gotten better. They're still pretty bad.
They are. But it was like, hey, Keith, didn't you just get exercise last scene? You're back, buddy. How's it going?
Yeah.
Oh, and let's not forget, we had Vic and Laura Bailey also play side characters every now and again, too. Why? Who's the dumbass that thought that was a good idea?
You.
Never.
No. Not you?
Guess we should mention the ADR directors. So, first couple of episodes, it was Kevin Seymour, someone I had never heard of before researching this.
I mean, we don't know specifically.
I still don't know who
What
he is.
happened.
I looked up his wiki and yeah, it says he kind of died in 2014.
All we know is it might or might not be the first 10 episodes.
Well, either way, it was handed directly over to... Is this really someone's name?
It is really someone's name.
Susan Goldfish. Well, Goldfish, why the triple casting? I want to know! What did we do?
Yeah, just ask anyone. All you have to say is LA dub.
That's true.
LA dub.
Well, apparently, the Goldfish was an ADR director for 4Kids before moving to Viz stuff, so... I guess they have experience working on this stuff, but... Overall, though, the dub, I'd say, was really decent. It's everyone that you would know from the time. Before they went on to voice in video games, like Troy Baker and all them.
And Troy Baker. Also Laura Bailey, but mostly Troy Baker.
Troy Baker voiced a few characters, too. Not just the two we listed. If you could get past the clear triple casting, yeah, I'd say the dub was fine. And at least everyone involved tried doing a different voice when they were, you know, double or triple casted. The one that stands out, or the two that stand out the most were Sam Riegel and Keith, though. Because it doesn't matter how good your vocal range is, you're going to run out of voices after like 10 characters.
Yeah.
And yeah, before we get into spoilers, just to mention the ending, this show at least ends at an okay spot. It's your typical first shonen that doesn't cover everything in the manga end of the arc thing. Where the main villain they introduced earlier on is dealt with type of deal.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna get into spoilers. Guess despite all the criticisms that we're about to list, I don't know, I still had fun with this show. I'd give it a B-.
Yeah.
Not as good as Skippy.
I mean,
but...
it did feel. I mean, that ending did. The ending, like 10 episodes, did feel kind of rushed.
They probably were just to reach an ending. Yeah, like I said, B+, or B-, I mean, that's what I said. You're not getting higher than you deserve. Go away.
You changed your score already? What the fuck is wrong with you? We can't even trust what you say anymore.
They tried hacking the script to give it a higher grade than it deserved. No, it's getting a B-. Alright, if you don't want to hear spoilers, get out of here then! For a 10-year-old anime that for some reason no one has seen, probably because it's out of print now. No joke, man, you can't find this show on anything. And it's like for a show that aired on Adult Swim less than a decade ago, you wouldn't think the DVDs would, one, be $100 a set at this point, and two, not stream on anything.
Well, yeah, no one's ever heard of it. No one cares to hear of it. It's a win-win. They don't have to waste money licensing something that no one's gonna buy.
That's the same with a lot of Viz products from around that time, though. A lot of them are going under. Well, alright, so, first with the spoilers. Not gonna lie, I'm sure you probably felt like this. The grandparents arguing in the beginning can kind of get grating.
Yeah. And what do you mean the beginning? They pretty much do it until, like, what, the last 14 episodes?
I'd say till the halfway point. It's when, again, we're in spoilers, when, Shigemori's best friend is presumed dead, is when she starts lighting up on him. So around, like, episode 30 or so. And it's like, okay, you can tell they know how to take shit seriously, but it makes you wonder, why aren't they training their descendants to fight together? It would help Karasumori be protected much more. Which it seems like they were headed down that route before the anime ended.
Because arbitrary family rivalry, blah, blah,
yeah,
blah.
You have to have a shonen rival, that's the rule.
Yeah. Except Yoshi's real rival are trees.
Yeah, he was saying that the whole time because a lot of Ayakashi somehow made trees fall on him.
Well, what do you mean fall? Some of them literally picked a tree up and tossed it at him.
I think one of my favorite moments, though, was we got it brought back to phones. You know the scene where Masamori plays a voicemail that Yoshimori left on his phone as proof, like, oh, you did try calling me. And here I thought you hated me. And he plays the voicemail and Yoshimori goes, that damn phone is evil!
Maybe I should break it. Touch.
Leave the phone alone, Vic! No! People who haven't watched our Skippy Dubster Dive are gonna have no idea what we're talking about. It's gonna be great.
They're all uploaded back to back.
Oh, they are.
In a playlist in that order. Or will be by the time someone watches this.
But yeah, I don't know. Honestly, I liked Yoshimori as a main pro tag. I mean, his motivation is he wants to sue off Karasumori, which again is a really smart thing. It's like, we don't need to do airs anymore. Screw this. Let's just sue off the power of this place, and no one has to deal with it again. And then he wants to make cakes and become a patissier. I've never seen a Shonen Pro Tag want to do that before. I don't think ever.
Yeah. Also, Larry's in it.
Yeah, I was gonna get to that. There's a couple of one-off episodes that focus on a ghost that acts exactly like Larry from Ace Attorney or Phoenix Wright, and thankfully it's only 2 episodes before the ghost gets exorcised. Was that your favorite ghost to die?
Wait, it was only 2?
Yeah, it was only 2.
Like much more than that?
It was 2 or 3, and luckily it was earlier on.
Oh my god.
What?
If people don't like Larry, they're gonna love that character.
Dude, Yoshimori even hated him. Like, everyone hated him. They're like, oh god, dude, just go away! So they knew what they were doing.
Clearly they got some inspiration from the Ace Attorney series. I mean, actually, appearance-wise, I think he even looks kind of like Larry. Oh, wow, then they probably did. Yeah. I don't know, we marathoned 50 episodes in 1 week, so it kind of all blends together a little bit.
Well, yeah, last thing real quick about Yoshimori and Tokine's rivalry. I don't think I've ever seen a shonen where the rivals are the main ship couple either. Unless you count Naruto and Sasuke, but we're not counting that. Go away. What? Someone was going to mention it in the comments.
Yeah.
But what about the Troy Baker doggy, Madoral?
Yeah, what about
Okay, I've got to mention this. This show is from 2006, yet it had a homosexual dog that is into male humans. Do I need to repeat that? See, Madoral is in love with the very first Kekkaishi, the one who set up the Karasumori site, basically.
Oh, what a way to segue who voiced them.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. He's voiced by Travis. Someone who doesn't voice guys much anymore. It's sad.
And surprisingly, that was the only character he was.
Yeah. Get an argument from me.
Like, really? That's the part you're gonna be like, hey, get in here for one session. Okay, fuck off.
I think Bryce Paffenbrook was another one they didn't use that much either, now that I think about it. I think he was, what, one character? Was he only that one character, or was he more?
I think he was, no, he might have been I think he might have been a one-off character, one-off Walla.
Yeah, so it's like, okay, so for the two characters that are barely there, you're not going to use the VAs. But for people who are there regularly, you're going to whore them the hell out.
Classic LA.
But yeah, so Madoral is a gay dog for his master. I have no words for this. I completely forgot about this till we watched this earlier this week.
You probably just blocked it out because it was so stupid.
Dude, that's hilarious. Alright, this show was progressive before that had to become a thing.
Yeah.
Although I should point out, it's interesting he got his own character arc to explain his past, yet Huckabee, the other ghost dog, didn't.
I mean, he didn't even get his real character quirk till the series was headed towards the end anyways.
Yeah, Huckabee he's a massive perv.
Well, he's a pun. You can literally call him a horn dog.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of hinted at, I guess, with his quirk, how he keeps calling Tokine Honey as their nickname. I guess.
Know. He called their back when her grandmother was like a
Kekkaishi, he called her Bunny. Which, so yeah, Tiger and Bunny reference, yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, made that joke. But yeah, so one dog got his own arc. That arc was sad, man. You know, his friend Doggo that got moited.
Yeah.
The show, up until that arc, though, which I think is like episode 11 or 12, it's a very episode of the week. But the problem is, you have to watch those episodes. It's not like, oh, well, then I'll just watch episode 1 and 2 and skip that. You can't, though. Because characters are introduced and plot threads are slowly introduced throughout those eps.
Yeah.
And not all of them are bad. Some of those F-Weeks ones are interesting. It's just hilarious ones.
Yeah. Yeah, Bryce is one of his best friend, Coon.
Yeah.
The other for like the first 5 episodes is Matt Mercer, but then he's not afterward.
I don't know what the hell happened there, actually.
I'm pretty sure that was Matt Mercer.
There was another one too that was Jury's VA from Street Fighter, randomly enough, and then it switched to Stephanie Shea. Probably should have mentioned that earlier, but oh well, now I guess because they're such minor characters, it's like, oh well, who gives a shit, really?
That's why they probably did it.
I'm surprised the best friends actually didn't get more focus.
Yeah, you would think they would get their own one-off stupid episode following them. I mean, we got episodes titled "A Day in the Life of Insert Character Name" here.
Dude, I gotta be honest, the one character I wanted to get more focus was the dad, because it's like, the guy is so laid back, he feels like someone who'd be a stoner, yet he doesn't give a shit about the crazy stuff going around him.
Well, because he actually can't even see it.
Yeah, he can't see anyone. He's like, oh, so you're fighting off ghosts to defend the world? Okay, cool. Okay.
I mean, he does straight up ignore all the fighting that happens outside with the loud bangs and
he's like, oh, it's another wonderful day, guys.
He just nonchalantly walks around like it's not even happening.
Dude, do you remember, like, in several episodes, like, hey, an Ayakashi's in the house. Oh, really? Should I serve it up some tea, then? Ask it if it wants some tea. It's like, what the fuck? Really? It's one of those characters, like, if you knew them, it's the type of person you could probably never get mad at, just because it's like, how could anyone get mad at you? Actually, didn't you say the person voicing him didn't even have a Wikia?
Yeah, I couldn't find out anything on them.
But yeah. I don't know. Then there's Tokine's backstory, where her dad was a Kekkaishi. He got killed by an Ayakashi.
Yeah.
So I guess should be a good way to segue into Tokine's quirk of being afraid of cockroaches.
Yeah. That it got introduced in one episode and was used in like 3 or 4.
I actually thought it was because her dad was killed by a cockroach Ayakashi, but I'm pretty sure that's not right, is it?
No, it's just she's a woman. She's afraid of bugs, specifically cockroaches.
Well, yeah, she's like, well, usually Mom handles them, but Yoshi, I have to ask for your help. I can't deal with this. And then the dumbass has the bright idea, like Yoshi is the great idea, of trying to use a Kekkai on the cockroach. Do you remember that, right?
Yeah, then he ends up falling on it and crushing it with his shirt, and because it's a crazy anime, Tokine wants to not even get near him because he has cockroach guts on him. He's infected.
Dude, it was dumb, but it was the kind of dumb I thought was hilarious.
I mean, it was roll your eyes kind of dumb. It did pay off at that joke in the episode with the crows.
Yeah, there's an episode. Okay, so Kekkai are basically they shoot squares out that trap Ayakashi before exercising them. So Yoshimori's trying to train on his accuracy by shooting them at crows. Were they crows or ravens? They were crows, right?
They were crows.
Yeah, and he asks Tokine for advice on hitting those small black creatures. They just go everywhere, and she went on a massive fear-filled tangent the entire time. Like, they're unpredictable. If you're asking for pointers on how to destroy them, you need to predict their movements and strike right where they're going to be, not where they are.
Also, something about asking her mother.
Yeah, because if you should ask my mother about it. She's been dealing with these creatures and slaying them for years. And Yoshi's like, wait, what? Since when does your mom hunt crows? And it's just, oh no, I was talking about cockroaches. The scene was so dumb, but it was great. But yeah, the show doesn't honestly start picking up until the Kokubordo, the main antags, start getting introduced. I think it's like episode 15 or 16. Yeah, you were calling him the Chupacabra the whole time.
The Koki box.
Yeah, the Koki box. Sure, we'll call them the Koki box. Yeah, they show up soon after Yoshimori's brother, who you find out is a top Kekkaishi, shows back up. Or Patrick Seitzkun, Masamori.
Part of something with a very creative name. Literally the Shadow Organization.
Yeah, so the Shadow Organization, which is the good group, air quotes. And then you have the main anti-group for the anime, the Kokubordo, which is the bad group. Yeah, figure that one out.
Also, he has his own little group of them that he runs called the Shadow Troop.
The Night Troop.
The Night Troop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the head of the Night Troops, which are the top S-class Kekkaishi of the organization. And I don't know, man. When he was first introduced, they showed him scheming in the background, like he was going to turn out to be a dick. But then it's like, oh no, he's not a dick. But then other things have him show like, oh, he could be a dick though.
But he's not a dick.
I don't know, man. I just know during when he had to fight the Ayakashi voiced by David Vincent, it was Ragnar versus Jin from BlazBlue all over. That was amazing, and you know it.
Too soon, man.
How's that too soon?
BlazBlue is dead.
At
least any hope of her finishing the story in dub.
Okay. I'll go with you on that one, sure. Yeah. So, Masamori is jealous that Yoshimori is the legitimate heir and he's not. Because apparently you have to be born with the mark, the Hoenn mark on your body or whatever to be considered the heir.
You have to be born with a triangle drawn on your hand in Sharpie.
Yeah, what the fuck did we ever find out what the legitimate heir means?
It means he's really powerful, especially against living Kekkaishis.
Yeah, but it's one of those things where, guys, break tradition. Masamori could actually defend Kartasumori for a while. Come on. And he left because he was bitter and basically an envious douche. Because he's like, oh, well, if I can't read the forbidden text because I'm not a legitimate heir, then I'm out of here. I'm gonna go join the Shadow Organization.
Yeah.
Oh, the Shadow Organization. So, turns out they're not good, they're actually really shady. I know. A group with that name turns out to be shady and potentially incredibly manipulative and dickish. And Masamori's trying to get promoted to the top to change them from the inside? I don't know.
It's another plot point that ends up going nowhere because it's...
Read the manga!
Exactly.
Read the manga, die.
No.
Well, I guess that brings us to the next main character, Gen, who shows up at episode 21. He's the Grant George dude. He's basically this show's equivalent of Sasuke, I guess. He's an edgelord with bad family issues. He's a creature of the night. And he's fangirl bait. Think I'm kidding? Just look him up.
Yeah. We'll wait.
I don't know. I didn't mind him as a character though, because in the beginning he's your typical starts off as a dick, but then grows on you after a few episodes.
Well, the thing is, he's not Sasuke. That's what makes him better.
Great, pissing off that fandom too now, huh?
Alright, go on. You get 5 seconds to say something in defense of Sasuke.
Well, we're talking about Gen, we're not talking about Sasuke-kun.
That's what I thought.
So yeah, Gen was dispatched by the Night Troop, Masamori's group, to help defend the Kartasumori. And he's half Ayakashi. So he has superpowers like superhuman speed and strength, and doesn't he have like Wolverine claws?
He's pretty much a Lycan when he fully transforms.
Yeah, it's like, I always thought Devil Trigger when I saw that when I was, like, 10 years ago.
When I was 10 years ago.
Yeah, yeah.
Brilliant 5 a.m. grammar.
Brilliant 5 a.m., man. Exactly. But no, I always called it DT. Because that's what it was like. When he gets super serious, he fully transforms and it gets much stronger. And his voice even had the whole, you know, filter on it. Like, it sounded similar to me to the DT one that they used for DMC3.
No. They even use a they even use a filter if someone's talking to a gloss or something when someone's inside a Kekkaishi.
That's actually really cool too. I wonder if they did that in the sub. I don't know.
Which we didn't point that out. He literally sleeps with the Kekkaishi over him because of his grandfather.
Yeah, I guess we could talk about that before we go on with Gen. His grandfather's kind of a dick. He's like, wake up, bitch, I don't care if you have to go to school. You're going to train right now, damn it. Whereas you can tell Tokine and her grandmother don't do the same shit. I don't know. I often think Yoshimori's grandfather is insane.
I mean, he does look like Heihachi.
Fair point.
Yes, really.
I'll go with it. He's gonna throw Yoshimori off a cliff.
You can't No, you can't unthink it.
Yeah, so Gen, everything he says about Yoshi, though, is somewhat true. I was like, really? You suck at this, man. You can't be the legitimate heir. Your accuracy is terrible. You rush in, you get angry all the time. Because you're hot-headed Shonen Pro Tycoon. I don't know. I thought Gen's backstory wasn't bad either. You know, lost control of his powers and nearly killed his familia. What?
Yeah.
Sure, that story's been done to death before. It's just I didn't mind it here.
They killed your family. They'll never do it again.
I don't know, man. Like, right when you start to like Gen a lot, the show kills him off. He gets killed by the Kokoboro. I mean, he lives like a good 18 episodes.
Yeah. I mean, he just unceremoniously just gets stabbed in the back by Two-Face over there.
I mean, to be fair, it shows like, yeah, you gotta keep your guard up against these Ayakashi, they will fuck you up, which the show is trying to hammer home since F1. And I guess you could say Gen was an idiot for not watching his surroundings. But who's a bigger idiot, him? Or Yoshi for not noticing Gen needed help because someone was about to hit him from behind?
Well, you see, Two-Face over there is a speedster, man. He couldn't respond in time.
Okay, I guess that's true. But yeah,
Which
so they
they
killed
also
off a
try to
major...
hammer that home.
Yeah, they killed off a major character, man. I don't know. I kind of like when a show does that, too, because it means that, okay, so there are stakes. You're not just gonna pull a BS and have them survive out of nowhere.
Oh, so it's like the Tournament of Power.
You're pulling the Android 17 thing out, aren't you?
No. Literally, the whole tournament has no stakes from the very get-go. Why,
okay.
you ask?
We're getting off topic again, man.
Because it takes place before the end of Z. Anyways, moving
Your
on.
hate boner's showing again. I don't know. That scene though where Gen was dying in Yoshimori's arms, everyone acted that scene perfectly.
Yeah.
It's like those people who claim dubs are crap, yeah, probably never watched a good dub in their lives.
Well, there are also people who they're also the same people who criticize that. They probably say, I could do a better job.
Yeah. Can't argue with that either. Yeah, so Ken dies, and one of the main reasons to give Yoshi more motivation to take his job more seriously. And I guess that's a good way to segue into the antags, the Kokubordo.
Yeah.
I don't know, Dai. Which Keith was your favorite out of them? There was the guy with the arm of a charger? Remember him, right?
Yeah.
There was the guy with a scythe.
There was the flame. There was the flame
guy.
Sentai Durag horse.
Yeah, that's the one that Gen fought, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, that fight was actually fun. But yeah, Keith was a lot of them. It got really stupid. Should also mention Sam Riegel was on the Night Troop side, and he voiced someone who was also in the Kokubordo. Like,
he voiced like 4 people. He voices like 4 people in the Night Troop.
Oh my! Just back on that triple casting thing, man. We should mention that most of the antags actually do have a backstory, which I know some people meme the hell out of shonens that do that. I don't know, I don't mind when characters have a backstory because it means that, oh, okay, so you actually had some sort of motivation from the way you are instead of just generic, I am Ayakashi.
I am Rathalos.
What about Rathalos?
White?
I don't know.
There are no Ayakashi dragons.
That's a surprise, actually. Well, I mean...
I think.
We got, I guess, kind of the head of the Kokubordo, you know, Byaku, the boulder puncher.
He was a worm guy, but he also wasn't an Ayakashi.
Yeah, he was a human that did Ayakashi experiments or something like that, and he put worms in Ayakashi to keep them under his control.
Yeah.
And he dabbled in that because his wife or something wanted to be immortal. Because she wanted to stay young for him forever, because she thought if she got older he'd leave her.
Because he know how you say human emotion.
Yep. I don't know, I didn't mind his backstory either. And I thought the boulder punching Alpha Daddy himself did a good job voicing that character.
Yes, that character.
Okay, he was multiple characters, but again...
Yeah.
So was Ben Diskin, but you don't hear anyone talking about him now, do you?
He did some really weird voices in that show.
I guess the last main antag to really cover is Kageto. The other Troy Baker, Two-Face as we keep calling him. Who literally was like Two-Face. Wasn't his face bandaged up and stuff?
His face is all bandaged up, and when there were, and half the time when they went to the human world, a plot point is with the Ayakashis or the Koki box, is they wore human skin as disguise.
Yeah, so he wore human skin or whatever, and wasn't half his face torn off a lot of the time.
Yes, half the time, half of his face gets torn off. So, therefore, Two-Face. And he's doing that voice.
Maybe that's where he's got his inspiration from for that voice. Like, oh yeah, I've voiced a character like this in Kekkaishi. I got this. Yeah, his backstory... I don't know. He was someone training at a dojo to be a samurai, but he killed someone who's like, yeah, it's getting me off over here. So then he basically went on a murderous rampage until he made a deal with an Ayakashi to become one.
Because that's how it works.
I guess.
Or you could just make yourself into an Ayakashi, apparently.
I don't know.
It's not really well explained at the
It probably is better
covers.
explained in the manga, which brings up the point that the last 10 episodes or so, like the war with the Kokubordo did feel like it was rushed a lot. Like, I get the feeling the
Yeah.
first, like, 40 episodes were covering 2 chapters apiece. And then the last 10, like, oh shit, we gotta cram in 3 or 4 chapters an episode. Let's rush, rush, rush. Which
Oh.
I guess brings us to the fights. Some of them were good. Although, Yoshimori versus Kagero at the end, I mean, you can kind of count his win there an asshole if you want. Die the
Yeah,
Zekai.
like, I mean, they at least allude to it beforehand, so it's only like 50% an asshole.
Yeah, it's basically the show's equivalent of, I guess, Super Saiyan or Bankai or whatever. The closest the show could get to that. And he used it to kick the hell out of Kagero. This said, the show ends right after the Koki box arc. And that whole plot point of him wanting to seal off Karasumori gets dropped after like episode 35 or so. Could say because of the Kokubordo, but in the anime context, it does make you think, wait, what the hell happened to that plot thread?
We gotta fight the box.
You're gonna go in a box! But, again, despite all the criticism we bring up, I don't know, it was still at least fun and entertaining to watch. And some moments were decently well written and fights were fun. And the Kokubordo at least presented decent stakes, being as how they killed someone who was thought to be a main character coon.
Oh, he's a thought.
You're a thought. And it seemed like they were able to take down the Kekkaishi with relative ease. I mean, there was even a scene where Two-Face stabbed Madarao, the Dagu. So Troy Baker literally stabs Troy Baker. Yes, it's as stupid as it sounds.
Madarao has this habit of getting bitch slapped into the stratosphere because shut up.
I want that dog. Madarao's awesome. He's a massive dick and a troll and you know it.
Yeah.
And again, it's Yoshi, who is a dumbass, but he's a likable dumbass. Tokine, who's the rival that doesn't basically has great accuracy and technique, but lacks the raw power he does, and she's very serious, is also likable. Like, despite the criticisms, they at least did a good job on making most characters likable, except Larry. Fuck the Larry Ghost. What the Larry... Do you like the Larry Ghost guy?
Yeah, we should probably wrap this up. You're starting to break up a little bit.
Yeah, I know. I was gonna wrap this up in a second anyways. See, even my mic agrees. It hates the Larry Ghost.
The Larry Ghost is haunting you.
Fuck the Larry Ghost! Whatever! Show gets a B-. Not of issues, but worth watching, I'd say at least once. Just don't do what we did and watch 52 episodes in 3 days. Which at some point we'll probably do again, I'm sure.
Oh no.
I don't know when. Don't ask me. Whatever. So leave a comment below and let us know what you thought of Kekkaishi. Did you like it more than us? Did you hate it? Tell us what you thought of it. I guess let us know if there's any other anime you want us to cover. Except if it has Larry in it. No Larry. No one likes Larry.
Or if it's 900 episodes.
Are you talking about One Piece? Or Case Closed?
Yes.
But I like Case Closed.
Case Close is dead.
Yeah, it technically is. I didn't even get to see very much of it. But okay. Next time, it'll be back to the norm stuff as usual without a themeology. Yotham Arch is dead.
Dead like a penguin.
You're right. March of the Penguins is done. This month's over, man. It's game over. Do you know what that means? You
That
get one more
means,
comment to piss people off.
One Piece sucks. There you go.
This video is gonna get so many thumbs downs.
Oh, I hope so.
I hate you so much. Whatever. So yes, Manana March is done. We covered a lot of variety here. Slice of life, a long-running shonen, whatever the fuck Razafon was, and a supernatural comedy character drama with Carnival. So, so I don't know. Let us know your favorite role by him, and let us know what you thought of Kekkaishi. And I guess we'll see you next time. Thank you all so much for watching, and hope you all enjoyed. Go watch it! Till next time, guys. Bye!